Well, hello, everybody. We are excited to bring you another update for what's been going on with us with the last month and what we have coming up in March. We've been having a lot of fun in DC, just ministering in different arenas in different areas. We've been doing these encounter nights for the last few months, and they're really incredible. We're having a lot of fun just showing up with no real agenda, no real plan, just worshiping and letting Holy Spirit do what He wants to do. And most nights have turned into times of healing, times of prophetic ministry, um, some encouragement, and then really just pursuing the presence of God. And Holy Spirit just keeps showing up and encountering people's lives in new ways. So we really love introducing people to the presence of God and to Holy Spirit and to just living a life where we're constantly pursuing His presence. So we're having a lot of fun doing those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what's great about the encounter nights is it gives people a place to encounter the Holy Spirit and God. But what's amazing about it is we're bringing people from a different stream or even a different type of Christian relationship into knowing how simple it is to really do everyday life with God. So what we were privileged to do for February was we hosted the Freedom Conference with the Happy Hour Fellowship, and it was phenomenal. That day we had this crazy snowstorm just come from nowhere. But despite that, we had so many people come out, and it was great because we had people that have been generals in the faith in the region there with people who have never encountered the Holy Spirit physically manifesting, like, or even feeling His presence physically, or seeing people like affected by healing, impacted immediately. And so even getting a prophetic word or a word of knowledge or a word of encouragement, that had never been their norm. And so now this is their new normal.
Wow.
What I love about it is there were some women who people who were there who had never encountered an environment like this. And I went up to them and I said, "Hey, what do you guys think about this?" They're like, "Well, we have lots of questions." But I was like, "Okay, well, but how are you feeling?" They're like, it's I have questions, but you know what? I'm okay. Like, it's really exciting. I want to know more about this. So it wasn't freaking them out, and it was just really beautiful the way that God just ministered, and in spite of any of our own skepticism or anything that we had perceived, and He brought so much freedom through the form of healing, through the form of inner healing, just bringing freedom in laughing where people haven't laughed in a long time, or just feeling refreshed for people who have just felt so weary. So it was really exciting. So we really enjoyed Train C. Armstrong and his family that came out.
Thank you.
And Malik and his worship team from Relentless Church. Phenomenal. I love it when ministries and people can work together as a team, and it's not about who we are, but what Jesus is doing in our region.
Yeah, it's so good. We love just partnering with Holy Spirit and teaching other people how fun and easy and enjoyable it can be to just hang out with God and follow His direction and do what He wants to do. And so, this is last week. We were out doing street ministry on Good Hope Road, and it was just a phenomenal day. The night before, the Lord had spoke to me and showed me that people's knees were going to be healed in this parking lot. And so we went out with an expectation. We see people get healed quite often out there, but there was just this real intentionality I felt like the Lord was giving to us to go after healing for knees. So as we were there, we were very specific and intentional about asking people about their knees. And, we were out there for about 2 hours, but there was a window of time of about 20 minutes where 5 people, I think it was 5 in a row, came up. Every one of them had problems with their knees, and every one of them was healed. There might have been 6, but the sixth guy kind of took off pretty quick, so we didn't really get sometimes people get freaked out when they're getting healed, and they don't know what to do with that. That's okay. So he took off, so maybe 6, but definitely 5 people healed in about 20 minutes in a parking lot in a rough part of town, and it was a lot of fun to just watch God touch lives. So that was really a great day. We always love seeing God touch people in new ways, and to see people who need good health care and they can't afford it, and for God to come and supernaturally heal them so they don't even have to worry about that piece anymore. That's just amazing. So we love doing that stuff.
Yeah, and what was great about that is one of the ladies who had gotten healed, her knees got healed, and it was actually the first time she had seen us in the laundromat parking lot. And so after she came out of the laundromat, she was still kind of like bewildered about what had happened. But what was great was we were praying with a guy from another faith, at that moment. And she walked out, and she's still kind of working out her knees and trying to figure out what happened. And so after we prayed with him, he started feeling something, but he wasn't really responding like Jean said. But what was great is as she was walking down the street, she was talking to him about how she just got healed and her knees just got healed. So they were having a conversation walking up the street. So we love it. We love that that God is just glorified in everything that we do down there. One really cool thing that we started doing in 2018, and we were kind of stepping out, taking a little bit more risk about doing these spiritual guidance appointments that are available. And you can sign up on our website if you're local. And like we said, we're looking into doing things through Skype or through Zoom in the future. But right now we've been pretty booked just by word of mouth. Getting people to come in and do appointments in an office space that we have miraculously provided for us by God on K Street, downtown D.C., right off Farragut North. And for those of you who aren't local, that's a pretty powerful area, is what they say, is like the center of the lobby groups and different consulting firms and think tanks. And we love that God put us right there in the middle of that marketplace. And so what we've seen is people coming for just prayer appointments, and the transformation for people.
Powerful.
I mean, I can do that all day long, just watching God touch people and seeing them be free from any lies that they've been believing, or even helping them realize that they're not victims, they're survivors. And just that little shift in perspective about who you are and how strong you are really changes everything. And I love how Jesus just relentlessly pursues us after that.
Yes.
So you can set up an appointment with us through the website on nomorewounds.org. And then we also had the amazing honor and privilege of going out to a nonprofit for the day and setting up appointments for their staff to come in and pray with us if they needed prayer or even guidance on something. So that's also something that we can do for you guys. If you, as a team, think that, you know what, there's a little bit of burnout there, you might need some spiritual refreshment, we're available to do that as well as Wounded No More.
Yeah, so coming up in March, right away we have a team coming out of students from the Supernatural School at Bethel will be with us in a few weeks. We're going to take them out into the parking lot and introduce them to how to do ministry in the streets in that area. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. We love taking people and just showing them how easy it is to love others and how God just comes alongside and partners with you when you're willing to do that. So we'll have them out for a few days. We'll also be doing some more work in the parking lot throughout the month as we just continue to minister to people. That's a big part of what we're doing, I think, next month.
Yep, and so we're continuing with the Encounter Nights next month as well, and for March and for all the way through May we're booked. So if you want to host an Encounter Night at your home, contact us, let us know. We would love to come out. And then we also have more appointments available coming closer.
Yeah, and we're doing some more local teaching in the area. Just some different groups have invited us to come out and just share with their teams, and so we're going to be doing that. Introducing more people to how to partner with Holy Spirit. You know, this lifestyle really isn't about one person hanging out with God. It's about all of us can step out in faith and partner with God to do what He wants to do in our cities and in our communities, even in our workplaces. So we'll be touching different spheres this month, teaching different groups of people on how to do that.
Yep, and so we just want to encourage you and end this update with an amazing testimony. We were in Indianapolis, I was there for a meeting, and at that meeting, too, I got to pray for several people, and it was pretty cool because they had no grid for that. And the fact that we would step out and pray for people just out of the normal, everyday stuff was kind of overwhelming for people. But we were in the airport in Indianapolis, and this is the first time both of us had been there. And as we were waiting at the gate to board our plane back to D.C., this woman comes up to us and she says, "Are you guys the guys that do street ministry in Alexandria and D.C.?" And we're both kind of looking at each other. We're like, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh, I love what you guys are doing. This is amazing." And I said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, let me know what your name is and remind me where we met." She goes, "Oh, we've never met." And I kind of gave her a look, like a questioning look. And she goes, "No, but I know what you do and I know about you." So I love that even sometimes when we might feel like nobody's being impacted, God knows, and you are impacting more people than you even know, just through even your smiles, your words, your actions. So it was just a really big encouragement but we wanted to encourage you guys who are
Yes.
out there and feel like you're not making an impact. Like, even just a positive word, or even just a, hey, you know what, I'm praying for you. Like, that is such an encouragement for people. So don't give up. You're making an impact. Lots of seeds, lots of watering has to happen before plants start growing. So we just encourage you, and we love you guys, and we're super excited to see what God does for March.
Yep. Have a great month.
Yeah.